and the Big Eight tournament champion.
93.7 The Ticket veteran and Bill Callahan fan club president, Jake Bakoven.
I love Billy Steve.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach.
Hold up.
This is On the Block, and I am Jake Bachman, live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Unfortunately, Strick not able to join us today. He's got some flight plans that have been delayed, and so he's going to have to readjust his schedule a little bit. But he should be here for the post-game show for Nebraska's basketball game against Iowa tonight, which is all of a sudden, I don't know if it's more or less interesting, but it certainly has a different look than it did the other day, as last night Trev Alberts announcing that Fred Hoiberg would indeed return to Nebraska as the basketball coach next season, albeit at a discount, which is similar to what happened with Scott Frost in the football program. Of course, the Hoiberg buyout now reduced to $11 million for next year. It was set to be around $15 million last year, would have been $18 million had they fired him this season. His salary also reduced a little bit down from $3.5 million to $3.25 million. And if you run down the math, and Parker Gabriel of the Lincoln Journal-Star did for us in a tweet, so I want to shout out to him, but he did the math. $12.75 million saved if both Frost and Hoiberg are fired after next season. If all goes to hell and neither of these experiments don't work next year, that's how much would be saved, which, again, for context sake, that it's about, about 4 years of a Hoiberg contract as it is now. So a very big deal to save that money, but it certainly kind of just changes the way we look at these programs and maybe just the way Nebraska is looked at overall. Once again, I'm Jake Bakoven here at at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. I'm joined by Jake Sorensen of Early Break. Jake, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Bach. Yesterday's news was something, wasn't it? It was something.
Yeah, what was your initial response once you saw it? Did you pull out your phone? Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, so I knew that Trev Alberts was talking at 6 o'clock on the network last night, and I heard some rumors, some rumblings that there might be some news of some capacity, so I tuned into Twitter to have my radio up. I was listening to the ticket, of course. I listened to it. I was just checking on Twitter and saw the news that Fred Hoiberg is being retained. And I was at my house. I was in a safe spot. I did yell. My wife was concerned. She says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, Fred Hoiberg's back." And she says, "Oh, nothing big then." So yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, but again, money. We all knew money was a factor here. $18.5 million is something that, when you're coming off a pandemic where people lost jobs and you had revenue go down for the university, and also you have a very expensive facility going up by Memorial Stadium, it's hard to justify spending that much for somebody to just not be here, while then investing more money to get somebody else and their assistant staff. And so you were just kind of stuck. And we all kind of knew that. We were scared that might come down to that, and it might prevent you from letting him go. But the sad part to me is that when you make the list of pros and cons to keeping Fred Hoiberg, the cons were way, way larger than the pros. And the big pro of the buyout is what won when all is said and done. So I hope you're not stuck with just kind of a lemon here at head coach. But there's got to be a lot of things that change to make me feel like this is going to work out in any capacity next season.
Well, and that's the fear, right? The football team was able to do a facelift, to get a fresh coat of paint on the look, because you can go out and get an offensive coordinator. And in the modern day, the transfer portal. And the transfer portal will be out there for Nebraska basketball, too. And maybe that's what they do. But the problem, I think, partially with the belief in Hoiberg, and this is not to say that he's had a complete roster or roster built for the Big Ten, but he's had some talent in here. So I think part of it's going to be difficult. I don't know if there's a Casey Thompson out there that can make you go, okay, well, that's the difference that kind of helped the football program go. Unless, because you did that last year. You brought in the Pac-12 sixth man of the year. You have your first 5-star on campus, and you've managed one win out of it so far. That's the concern for me, is not necessarily – it's just how are they going to sell it next year? The same thing can be said with the coaching staff. Yeah, we all expect to see changes on the coaching staff, but the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, I know they didn't switch coordinator, but that level of standing on your coaching staff is not seen the same way in basketball. You can get a big time assistant, but and then the other part of it too is Doc Sadler, Matt Abdelmassih. These were the guys he had success with at Iowa State. So once you clear the bench of those guys and he brings in new guys, it's almost an all new experiment, because the previous experiment, albeit didn't work, was the reason, that collection, that group was the reason he did have success at Iowa State. So, to go along with TJ Alselberger, which is now having his own success, maybe that was the key piece in
Jake,
Iowa State.
Jake, let me ask you this, though, real quick.
Sure.
I've been asking a lot of people this, and a lot of things that we talk about off the air when you're here at the station is expectations. And I think at Nebraska, very similar to our comparisons, Virginia Tech, it's a football school. Your expectations aren't going to be as high for the basketball program that they are for the football program. So we're sitting here now. Fred Hoiberg, he's going to be the coach at Nebraska next season. That's done. It's been decided. For you to have solid improvement and be confident with the decision that Trev Alberts made, what is your, expectations win-wise for the team next season?
It's hard to expect. It's hard to understand or even put a number out there, because right now he's 6-49, nearly through 3 complete years, and that's rewarded with a chance at a 4th season to see if you can improve it at all. So if you want to justify a 5th season on top of that, I'd say in a 20-game conference schedule, you better double your wins you have right now. Total 6 wins. That's still bad. 6 wins is still probably 13th or 12th or 13th in the conference. Is it too much to ask to not be dead last? And I want to go back to the first thing you said there, because I have a problem with that. I hate that Nebraska has invested so much money into the Hendricks Training Complex and PBA and into the head coach. Fred Hoiberg was one of the highest paid coaches in the conference. His assistant coaches are paid well too. I don't want to hear that because you're a football school, you can't have success in basketball. That's just BS. They have invested so much. If they were still at the Vandy Center, never redid it, never had a practice facility, all right, I get it. Okay, they obviously don't care about men's basketball. This program, this university, within the last 10 years, made the commitment to invest and make basketball matter and make basketball successful. And I just think that there is no way we can operate anymore saying, we're a football school, we can't be good at basketball. Alabama is a football school, and Nate Oates has a solid squad there. Arkansas is a football school, and Eric Musselman has a good squad there in basketball. Tennessee is a football school, and Rick Barnes has a good squad at basketball. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can be good in both sports, even if you are a football school. End of story.
And of course, Nebraska's been struggling in the football school department as well. So
we don't even have to mention that. Yeah, we'll leave that aside.
Well, it is what it is. But I agree with that. Nebraska, there was a time where Nebraska didn't invest much into it. I remember old Bob Devaney Sports Center before it got its facelift. The letters had the stains of rain from years ago that kind of drained down the paint, and it just kind of looked like a worn out building. There's parts about the Bob Devaney Sports Center I like. You remember that one year, Jake, where they did the court
sure, I do.
Had white, like it looked like clip art that they forgot to clip around the N and the Big Ten logo. I don't know what that was. I went to the first game that year and I went, man, they just must not have got it done in time, and they kept that look the whole year. I don't know what that was. That's what maybe I should go over to the athletic department. But if I die and go to heaven, that might be one of my first questions. So what the heck happened that year?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this is back when basketball probably didn't matter as much, and that's why I always felt bad, because I think right now, Doc Sadler, the assistant coach, he's getting close to retirement. He's getting old. He's getting tired.
Yeah.
Doc Sadler had a team that was scrappy back in the day. They were never that talented, but they did what this program needs. They had guys that played defense. They rebounded. They fought hard. Again, they scrapped all the time. You were never going to go blow Nebraska out unless you're Kansas, because they're really good. But typical teams hated playing them because they were a pain in the butt. And this team right now, with under Fred Hoiberg all 3 years has just been, I mean, they've just been so undisciplined, and they don't fight.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, this program is never going to be one that just lands 5 stars. And I know that they're trying to do that. That's what the goal was, but that's not how you win here. Nebraska, hopefully someday, can be good enough where they can get a 5-star because of the performance on the court and how the team's doing, not because, hey, I can get you a good NIL deal or I can make this work for you and I can make it happen. Bryce McGowan's good player. That hasn't mattered with the team this year in terms of making them successful. So I just feel like this program, I know that, I've said this so many times before about Nebraska football. I'll say about basketball too. The University of Nebraska has undergone plastic surgery to themselves. They were a beautiful, natural person back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then early 2000s, they said, new millennium, let's make a little change. And this is mostly football I'm starting with here. In football, getting to get Bill Callahan because Frank Solich is just too close to what you were in the past. I want to get different. And all of a sudden, all these years pass in Nebraska. They keep doing surgery and they're trying to get better looking. And all of a sudden, you look in the mirror here in 2022, you say, I have no idea who I am at all. I don't look anything near what I used to be, where I was actually naturally pretty, and I can't go back to it. So I guess I'll keep doing stuff to make me feel better about my looks. And for basketball, it's similar. Again, they've never been great. They've been good back in the 90s, but right now, this whole attacking the transfer portal and just making your roster just be flipped over every year is constant plastic surgery, saying I'm going to get the right look, but you never do. Because you're beautiful the way you were.
Jake, I think your best comparison, correct me if I'm wrong, is probably kind of the blueprint that UVA has taken. It's we're going to build a team based off of defense.
Yes.
We're going to score 50, 55 points a game. It doesn't matter. We're going to beat teams because we play hard, we hustle. And then a couple of years later, when you've built that program and you have Tony Bennett, who's a great coach, you insert a Kyle Guy, who's a 5-star out of the state of Indiana, Mr. Basketball, boom, you're national champion. So I think when you say that, that's probably your best comparison of what you're looking for.
Think about how the ridiculousness of this. Think about how, if you look at it from where we're at now to where we were starting off, how crazy it is to think that Nebraska can just become a run-and-gun school on offense in basketball. I mean, those kids, the best shooters, are going to places that have done it consistently. They have proven, hey, I'm going to Duke because Duke develops and they win. I'm going to Kentucky, or even I'm going to Creighton because Creighton shoots lights out. They develop Ethan Rogge. They develop, all these guys. Bach. We've seen them torture Nebraska for years. Kyle Korver
are good guys you can lean on.
They go places. They go places where, hey, you can say all you want, Nebraska, but how about this? The proof's in the pudding over here. They do it consistently, and you're just gonna make it happen because you're Fred Hoiberg. Like, I don't know.
But did you have a problem with this? I think part of it is obviously kind of watching it play out is the frustration is that it didn't work. When Hoiberg was hired, did you think that they could get this done as far as bringing in, Hoiberg to me was kind of that missing piece. Okay, now you've invested in the program. Like you said, Hoiberg basically has everything on his resume, former NBA player. He's been in the front office. He obviously had success as a player and most importantly, a coach at Iowa State just down the road. With this philosophy, I did not have a problem with it at first, but it seems to be kind of the same thing with Scott Frost. And again, people don't like that comparison all the time, but it's playing out the same sort of way where, you've got your philosophy that might have worked in a different league, but when you come to the Big Ten, it can't just be all what you want to do. You've got to switch it up. And I wonder, and that's my fear with Frost is that if Nebraska gets better this year, I don't know how much of that is because of Scott Frost. If you change the system and, I think part of it would be adjusting. And with Hoiberg, again, you don't have the coordinators and stuff like that. You've got maybe some guys on the bench, but most of the success would go back to you. And I'd have a little bit more of a belief system that it would work. But you're asking Hoiberg to change the philosophy that's got him here, that got him all the success to begin with. And I think you almost have to at this point.
Well, I don't know if it's the philosophy being changed. It's maybe the guys that are below you and how you do it. Fred Hoiberg, I think, needs to get more involved with recruiting. Fred Hoiberg has to go and not just sign off saying this guy's good. You need to be the guy in there, and you need to be the one that's putting a face to your program, because right now your program is a embarrassment. It's a joke. But guess what? You're back next year. Like, you don't walk away. You're coming back. We know you're back. So change up the way you get kids. Like it's probably too late to get some of these kids because they've made decisions, but man, like you're getting a second chance at life here. You're losing some money in your salary.
Yeah.
Your buyout's going down, but it's still a handsome buyout at $11 million. I mean, you lost $4 million in your buyout because it goes to 15 next year, down to 11 now, because 18.5 right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're losing $4 to $5 million. Basically.
That's only lost if you were to get bought out. If
exactly.
you win, it doesn't matter.
But if you truly care about this and want to prove to Trev Alberts and the fans that you are going to build something here, and it's not just one more year and you're going to get fired, then I need to see you be a part of the process. I need to see you back in gyms recruiting, because I know he hates recruiting. He said that before in a podcast. He hates recruiting, but guess what, man? I don't care. Nothing matters anymore when you're 21 and 66. You need to get this right. So hire the right people and get your butt back in the gym to talk to these kids.
Yeah, I no doubt that's going to be needed, and I think he's going to understand that. Coming up this year, I mean, things just have gone so disastrous. Even again with getting some type of talent in here, basically every year, to be able to do things that haven't been done here before. I kind of go back to that though. I just wonder if there is a philosophy change. I'm not sure. I mean, because like you said, especially expecting that big of a transition overnight. It was supposed to be a fun product, right? They're going to outscore everybody 92-85. They just haven't had the shooters. They haven't had the players to do that. Exactly. And I don't think that they're going to next year either. So I wonder if there is a philosophy change as far as, the pace of play and not everything's a green light. You don't want to take all these shots early on in the shot clock, because I wanted to see more of that adjustment this year too. I think that, that Alonzo Verge is a good guy, that if there's 10 seconds on the shot clock, let him do his thing. But they let him just do it at the beginning of the shot clock at any time, because they want to get as many shots off as they can per game. I don't think that should be the philosophy for the program. I don't think that should be the philosophy for this team after you started the way you did. I think they should have made that adjustment already, but they're still content on trying to outshoot everybody. Now, to be fair, they have made some adjustments. They've been sending more people to the rim. They've won the rebounding battle the last couple of games. So I don't want to completely say that they aren't making any adjustments, but I just feel like that, those are ones that should have been identified earlier. But again, it is hard for any coach to swallow his pride and admit that at this point his philosophy is not working out. We got to take a quick break, but again, we are on the block. We're live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese, 84th in Havelock. We'll be out here till 6. Today's special, by the way, I can't speak, but buy one get one free on bags of biltong. Biltong is a delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender. You got to get out here and try this. There's plenty other type of cuts as well. Plus, there's some seafood. If that's up your alley, you can grab that here too at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. We'll be right back here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SCC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion-censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. Ow! God! Ow!
Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street. You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of extremely tender and delicious beef from certified Piedmontese. Prime grade tenderness with a fraction of the fat and calories of normal beef. It's Nebraska-raised product and the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. Change the way you buy beef today at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese, just north of 84th and Havelock, or at cpmercado.com. Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This is On the Block. You guys got to get out here. Come by and check out their incredible variety of meats with all types of cuts. Plus, there's some seafood as well. Today's special, buy one, get one free on bags of Biltong. Biltong is this delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender. We'll continue our conversation here about Fred Hoiberg, probably like I've been saying on the Ticket Water Cooler the last couple of weeks, probably until there's a decision made. But now that the decision's been made, I want to continue it because it's fascinating stuff to talk about. I guess I want to open up with this. Of course, we have Jake Sorensen of Early Break out here, Nate back in studio. So we'll start with you, Nate. Jake, we'll circle back to you. Do you view this Iowa game any different tonight than you did now that you know that Hoiberg is returning, or does that not really change too much? Obviously, it's senior night. There's going to be some NBA prospects there. I guess the one fear and maybe the one thing that I thought could have potentially happened was this movement or, and I didn't expect it necessarily, but maybe less fans in stands. It's the last game of the year. People might want to have their statement, the way that you make a statement as a fan by not showing up. And so I thought that maybe that was going to be a possibility. I don't think that was a major fear, but maybe it factored into a degree why they made this decision and made it public before the Iowa game.
Yeah, I don't think it makes too much of a difference, Bach. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a Division I basketball program, especially in the Big Ten, you play to win the game, right? I mean, it's still going to be the reality. That's still the expectation, especially like you mentioned on senior night. I mean, you think these seniors want to go out getting blown out at home to finish the season with one win in the Big Ten? Probably not. The biggest question for me is you guys are much more familiar with the Husker fan base than I am. But my first reaction is, what kind of response do the fans have to this Hoiberg news, right? I mean, obviously tensions are high, whether you like the return or not. So Hoiberg is obviously, he's going to take the court. He's going to coach this team. And if they do go down big early to Iowa, are there boos? Are people going to express their frustration towards Fred Hoiberg? Or is it kind of, all right, Trev Alberts, we trust his process. We trust his philosophy. We're riding with this guy whether or not. But I think from the Fred Hoiberg perspective, that's really what's interesting is last time they played Iowa, it was a joke. It's senior night. You're in Pinnacle Bank Arena. You can't have another performance like that, especially when your athletic director just gave you the most confidence that you can have for any game this season. I mean, whether you like it or not, you were probably stepping on pins and needles this whole season. Oh my gosh, am I going to lose my job, whether the buyout is high or not? So your athletic director has full confidence. You're going to go into Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's senior night. What kind of response do you have, and what kind of response in turn do the fans have?
Oh, there was a couple years ago, Bach. You remember this? One of the first, or either the last year of Miles or the second last year of Miles, Nebraska also hosted Iowa on Senior Day, and they got blasted by like 45 points.
What was the response?
Didn't Miles kick him out of the locker room at halftime? I believe Tim Miles did not let the team into the locker room at halftime. It did not help. They still sucked in the second half, so the message was not received there. So the point is, I mean, nothing works. I don't know. I don't have any answers anymore. I mean, I'm not. I know this sounds negative, but I'm just being realist. I expect Nebraska to get the doors blown off of them tonight. I think they lose by 25 plus points, and I think it's never a game. Nebraska did beat Iowa at home in Fred Hoiberg's first year here. Believe it or not, this is the stat of the day. Nebraska is 6-49 under Fred Hoiberg.
Yeah.
They started off 2-2. They were 2-2 through the first four games. Right. They beat Iowa.
Great hire.
They beat
fans
Iowa.
Were applauding in the streets.
Yeah, and then they lost 17 straight games to end the first year. But they beat Iowa and Purdue. So it was like, all right, 2-2, let's go. All right, we're good. And then reality hit, and they've won 4 games since in 2 years, almost 3 full years after that. But no, I don't think they'll be close tonight. I think this team still is done for the season. They might have a little bit of spark that the coach is back, but it hasn't mattered so far. I mean, any spark they find is just temporary, and it all goes back to being lackadaisical, unfocused, selfish basketball. And you just can't change that with 5 games to go, especially since they haven't shown any signs of keeping that going. So
what's the response from the fan base then, Jake? What do you expect from them?
Bach, I guess I'll admit I haven't been to a game since the Creighton game because I've been trying to avoid the pain that it causes me. I've tracked it. I don't want to waste my time with it. But did you hear any boos at all at games before you stopped going to them?
Yeah, once the crowd dwindles down, you can start hearing the loud guys. The guys in the 300 section are always loud, yelling whatever they want to. But once the crowd dies down, you can hear those guys actually. So I would expect if it gets ugly, you'll start being able to hear the vocal crowd that's there. I really hope that it doesn't in that way. As we're talking about, we've been able to work closely with some of these Nebraska basketball players, and they're just great guys. And some of them going out, especially Kobe Webster, going out on senior night. I think he's going for his 3rd time being an academic All-American. I mean,
I thought you said 3rd senior night. My bad. Well, I laughed ahead of time.
Well, it might also be that too because of COVID in situations like that. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, Keegan Murray's a mismatch for a lot of teams, but they threw just about everybody at him last game. Maybe because there's going to be so many NBA scouts there, and Bryce kind of knows this can be the sort of matchup that can raise his stock. He elevates and can play, but I don't know. Sometimes we talk about effort, but sometimes it's just the know-how. I don't think Bryce would struggle to defend Keegan Murray because of the effort side of things. It's just, Keegan's kind of at that level where Bryce is still growing to get there. But I mean, they tried Trey McGowan, they tried Lat Man, they tried throwing everybody at him. And to be fair, this was a time between 2 games, I think, and Nebraska included, he shot 29 of 35 from the field. So he was especially hot.
My goodness gracious.
Oh, I know. He was especially hot during those games. He could have had 50. That's the scare is that, I mean, this game, the problem with last game is that it was so bad by halftime that I think Nebraska scored close to 50 points in the second half, and nobody mentions it anymore or would talk about it after the game because it was so over at that point. If you remember, Keegan Murray actually had, I think 25 points, or I can't remember the exact numbers, but Nebraska had like 26, so he almost outscored him in the first half by themselves. I just think that it's a mismatch, and it's because they have similar philosophies. Iowa's got a team that's been recruited to shoot, and as long as Jordan Bohannon's been there, he's kind of been one of the leaders in that. He didn't shoot especially well against Nebraska that last game out. He's done well at Pinnacle Bank Arena in some of his visits there. Again, there's been about 14 of them because he's like a seventh-year senior. But in any case, he's if he goes off tonight along with Keegan Murray, I think it can get ugly. And I am interested, like you're saying, to what the reaction will be. Because it is interesting. The Husker fan base, there's a large part of the Husker fan base, and I hate to say it, and I don't think too many of our listeners fall in this category, that will always bleed Husker red. And I like the way John Gaskins used to put it, fart the Husker fight song. They no matter what, they see everything through rose-colored glasses. And so now that Trev has moved on and said that Hoiberg's back, they'll be fully into it. They're not wavering or thinking, who's the next day. They'll be fully behind Fred. And I think we saw that reflected with the football team, right? Scott Frost was on the fringe of being fired. We didn't know what was going to happen. I got into the Ohio State game on the secondary market for $10. $10. Yeah. They come out and announce.
Big spender.
Yeah, that's why I chose to go, actually. It's because it was so cheap. And then they announce, obviously, shortly after that Frost is going to be back. Next home game against Iowa. The team's worse. They haven't won since then. They lost to Ohio State. They lost to Wisconsin. The next game against Iowa, much less of an opponent than Ohio State, I couldn't get in for less than $100 on the secondary market. So it's just kind of crazy how large. You might even see more fans go to tonight's game just to show that they do support the old Nebraska U there.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because I think you're asking this question, Bach. Does the game look any differently tonight now that Hoiberg is returning? My main question to you guys is, does this look any different for the fans, right? Say Nebraska does go in, and it's not doomsday scenario like Jake just mentioned. Say Nebraska goes in, they're competitive. Maybe they don't win the game, but it's down to the wire. The crowd is into it. The fans are into it. Does that give you any type of hope moving forward as a fan base? Because that's one of our biggest questions, right, is at what point do you lose the fan base? Because if we're not already there, we're flirting with that line already. Is there any type of optimism that comes from this game if you're able to stay competitive?
No. I'll be real.
So you think fans are just completely out? It's done.
No, I for this season. The team's 1-15 or 1-15, 1-14, whatever they are. 1-15. This season has no hope left. This season is over. It's just get to the finish line. Let's compete. If they win, awesome. I obviously want them to win every game they have left. I root for it. But the fan base is done with this team. This year is over. Last night's news was we're on to next year. It's like, let's compete. Let's go out and finish these last 4 games and go to the Big Ten tournament and go probably one and done. But no, there's nothing to play for this year still. Right? Well, am I wrong on that? Is that too negative? Is that too real? Or
well,
not?
It's interesting because, like I was just saying, sometimes you can gauge it in several different ways, but the secondary ticket market is one way to do it. And season tickets this year, and obviously with the first loss to Western Illinois, they've been plunging and getting into games for about $7, and $5 of those dollars, if you're buying off StubHub or whatever, is because of the fees.
It's
fees.
You're
paying like $2 ticket prices.
Right.
Thanks to Scott off the text line who pointed out right now, I just went on StubHub. They're $23, which isn't a crazy value, but for where Nebraska is, and considering what the ticket prices have been all year, that's crazy. I don't know. Maybe I do expect a bigger crowd now that I've seen that tonight. So again, thanks to Scott for pointing that out off the text line. I don't know how anybody would be willing to pay, $30 a ticket to go in here. It could be a big invasion from Iowa City. That is another possibility, is that you'll see a lot of Iowa fans in there.
I bet it's more black and gold than red tonight.
Oh, come on. Nah, I think that might be excessive.
Hey man, think about it. It's a Friday night game. It's a chance to go somewhere for the weekend. It's nearby. It's a close drive. Lincoln's a good town. Iowa fans like Lincoln. It's a good place. They've had
beating Nebraska.
They've had a lot of success.
They like drinking beer and beating
like
Nebraska,
drinking in our area. They like beating us in our area, and they like just the quick drive back home. So I bet there'll be a lot of black and gold. That team is hot right now.
Yeah,
they just pounded Michigan State by almost 30 points the other day at home on senior night for them with Luka Garza in studio. It wasn't senior night, but Luka Garza was honored there, and they pounded Michigan State. And they have all the confidence in the world they're going to come in here and pound you. So surprises, and prove them wrong. I'm just waiting for this team to push back and prove the opponent wrong. Like Chris Collins came in for Northwestern, like when Nebraska got beat by 1 million by them a couple weeks Saturdays ago. It's I honestly thought this would be a good game. He was shocked at how easy it was. We can't have that be said anymore. Like, that's why I stopped going to the games, because I don't see the effort back up what I want to see in going to a game. I don't. If you lose, it's fine. It's the way you lose, though.
It's interesting you said that, because I'm getting flashbacks during the Iowa game. Like Bach said, the tickets were so expensive, I didn't even bother going to the game. So I went to the rail yard, and a quarter of the rail yard was black and yellow. I just saw all these Iowa fans. It was miserable. And, of course, Smothers played really well in the first half. Nebraska got ahead. And then, of course, I started telling myself, okay, they're going to blow it. And lo and behold, they did. And then Iowa fans are drunk running in the streets saying go Hawkeyes. But that's beside the point. So, I mean, I hope you're wrong. I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong,
for
too.
Senior night, I mean, come on. Like, I can't, in my heart of hearts, again, this is where we're different, Jake, because I'm more of a glass half full guy, because I'm just like, it's senior night.
I know, and I appreciate
it's a Friday night, man. Like, we want to see a win. You know what? Shock the world. Nebraska wins tonight. Nebraska money line. Call your bookie.
It would be very cool, because Iowa is ranked. This is the only team that's ranked playing tonight. So the eyes of college basketball should be on Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's a national game again, which again hurt them last time. They're not FS1 with that blowout to Iowa. I gotta imagine across the nation, if you see a Nebraska-Iowa game and it's football or basketball, you're just like, geez, let's tune in for Iowa kicking Nebraska's tail again. Just because it's happened so often.
About right.
My goodness.
That's sad that's where it is, but that's probably where it's at. And and again, I don't know if that's where it's going to be tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised. I just see it. To me, it's not a lack of effort. I think they could put a lot of effort in tonight. I think it's a mismatch. I think they have similar playing styles, and Iowa has the personnel to do it, and Nebraska doesn't. And I think that's always going to add up to a very difficult score and a difficult watch for Nebraska fans. But hopefully we're all wrong, except for Nate back in studio, who believes in Nebraska can keep it close. He won't go as far to say a win, but he thinks they can cover.
Maybe. Yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they can cover. What's the line?
It's like 12, I think.
My goodness gracious.
11.5, maybe.
11.5 points at home. Okay, maybe that.
Take Iowa.
Take Iowa as well.
Guys, I'm defeated.
It sounds like I can tell.
This is what you got to have the mixture of extra Kool-Aid guy and Nate over here. And Bach, I think, is in the middle. He's like, I see both. I'm the ultra pessimist and cynic. Nate, you're the guy that goes to bed and chugs Kool-Aid and wakes up with his red stained teeth and does it again to start the day. And,
it's true.
And then Bach's like, I see both sides here. You're the mediator, Bach. That's why he wants to have a show with me sometime to say how can we have the two completely different narratives?
How can we burn Lincoln to the ground?
You got to realize, though, man. I used to be an optimist, and I've been hardened.
You wait
till you're 30 years old watching these fan base.
Give it 7 years of following Husker sports. We'll turn your half glass full upside down.
That's right.
Completely different mindset.
That glass would be cracked and spilling everywhere. Clean that mess up.
All right, we are live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock, but that doesn't mean we can't do Shootout with Strick. Oh, Strick's not here. Well, we'll just do Shootout with Bach then. Today, Nate will ask the questions. I'll try to see if I can get the win. It's not quite like beating an NBA player in a shootout, but I could shoot too. So it still takes some pride in your victory if you get it. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get this victory. And then the third caller, I win for the people. Give us a call right now, 402-464-5685 to get in line. First one gets in line, and the winner gets $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. So obviously, definitely worth it. Shootout with Bach is on the next on the block here, live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect sunny skies, and we will slowly try to warm up a bit. We'll see an afternoon high of 28, southwest winds at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to 13. Our warm-up continues as we head into Saturday with a high of 46 and could approach 60 by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for $0 cost individual employee health insurance? How about company paid life insurance for you and your family? What about on-the-job paid training? Become part of the Landmark difference today. Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, at our upcoming career fairs. Chat one-on-one with our team to hear what it's really like to work with us. Career fairs will be held at Landmark locations. March 8th in Lexington, March 10th in Kearney, March 22nd in Beatrice, and March 24th in Hastings. See more details at www.landmark.careers.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
You hear that? That's the sound of extremely tender and delicious beef from certified Piedmontese. Prime grade tenderness with a fraction of the fat and calories of normal beef. It's Nebraska-raised product and the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. Change the way you buy beef today at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese, just north of 84th and Havelock, or at cpmercado.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning in to Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
It is time for a Shootout with Strick here on 93.7 The Ticket. Once again, Strick had some flight change problems, so he is not here today. But you still get a chance at $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings if you can beat myself in a shootout style game here. You don't worry, you don't have to actually pick up a basketball. It's just either or questions, and then you'll get the money ball. As the other guys are really air drums, air guitars with Triple H's theme music here. It's exciting. This is what gets you up for this game. What is our topic today, Nate?
It is Big Ten basketball. So currently, as
basketball.
it stands, Big Ten basketball. So might not be too many Nebraska questions in here. I'll give whoever calls in a little bit of a hint because not too much to write home about Nebraska, unfortunately.
Yeah, we all know the Nebraska basketball stat of how many wins they have and stuff. Do we have a caller yet?
We do not. So
All right,
make sure you go ahead and call.
Yeah. 402-464-5685. First person in line will get the opportunity to win $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. And all you have to know is a little bit of Big Ten basketball. For what it's worth, I have not studied it too much, so I'm not pulling up the standings, and you shouldn't either, actually. No cheating here.
Yeah, don't
if
pull
you
up the
win,
standings
you have to earn
because
this victory.
that wouldn't be very cool. We don't want any of that.
Yeah, we don't want any of that. So give us a call, 402-464-5685 for your chance at $15 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. All you have to do is beat me. And even if you lose, as we've been, as has happened quite a bit, if you lose, we'll tell you to hang up. And then the third caller gets the $15 to the Buffalo Wings and Rings. And that can be you, even if you lose. So it's always a possibility there, too.
That is right. Also, Bach, I think we have a challenger for you. We've got Brandon on the line. Brandon, can you hear us?
I certainly can.
How do you feel about Big Ten basketball this season? You've been watching the Huskers? You've been watching Big Ten basketball?
You know, after I kind of gave up on them after that.
We still have you, Brandon. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
All right, cool. We are going to make this work then. We're going to make this work. Do you want to talk some trash to Bach before we start?
No, I respect Bach.
All right, there we go.
At least that's one of us because I was going to say talk as much trash as you want to, but I guess I will try and play host because normally it's Bach in this seat, but I'll go ahead and have Bach go first to make sure that you know how many points you have to get. Bach, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we will start in 3, 2, and 1. Purdue and this team are currently first in the Big Ten. Wisconsin or Illinois?
Wisconsin.
That is correct. Who's the second to last team in the Big Ten? Maryland or Minnesota?
Minnesota.
That is correct. Who is Wisconsin's leading scorer? Brad Davison or Johnny Davis?
Johnny Davis.
That is correct. This team has the best in-conference road record. Wisconsin or Michigan State?
Ooh, Wisconsin.
That is correct. And then how many in-conference wins does Penn State have?
6.
That is correct. Wow. All right, Brandon. Well, unfortunately, did not expect Bach to do that. We'll say maybe he's not strict. I should have made the questions a little bit harder and given you a few easier questions. I'm sorry. It seems like I set you up for failure because, unfortunately, Bach got 6 questions or I guess 6 points right. How do you feel about that number?
If I lose, it's all Sorensen's fault.
All right. I can 100% get behind that.
I'll take the blame. It's
100% get behind that. Brandon, I will go ahead and get my clicker ready here. Brandon, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. We will start in 3, 2, and 1. This team has the best record at home in the Big Ten. Purdue or Iowa?
Iowa.
It's actually Purdue. Despite a record of 10-7, only team in the Big Ten with that record. This team is not ranked in the top 25. Michigan or Rutgers?
Rutgers.
That is correct. True or false? Ohio State is nationally ranked in the top 25.
False.
That is actually true. This team has a losing record in the Big Ten, but a winning record overall. Michigan or Indiana?
10, 9, 8, Michigan.
That is incorrect. It's Indiana. How many in-conference wins does Michigan State have?
I don't care. I'm going to get that chicken.
That's what I like to hear, Brandon. It is, for anyone listening, it is actually 9, but that is okay. Again, still playing host. Once I say go ahead.
He's ready to go.
He's ready to win that chicken. So go ahead and call us 402-464-5685. The third caller will be getting the prize from Buffalo Wings and Rings. So, Bach, here, should I give you one of these?
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping I wasn't going to have to play that. I was really hoping I didn't have to play that, but I guess that's the spot we're in. Do you want to know the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
You want to do a little double or nothing?
Yeah,
I don't even know what we're gambling right now, but we'll do a little. We'll do double or nothing. So the tiebreaker: how many Big Ten teams are ranked in the top 25?
Well, I know Iowa, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Purdue. Am I forgetting anybody else? I'll go with 5.
Boom shakalaka.
I will give you the boom shakalaka on that. It's pretty impressive, Buck. I mean, maybe you have a little bit of an unfair advantage over everyone else because you are a sports talk radio.
Yeah, it's almost as if I follow this league for a living or something. I don't know what's going on.
I'm impressed. You did not get a single question right here. Let me ask you that. My second questions, would you have gotten all of those right too? Be honest.
Huh? The other questions?
So the other
no,
questions,
I
would
think
you got
gave
them all right?
Brandon a harder run there. I don't
You're
know if I would
killing
have
me
gotten all those
over
ones.
here. All right. I will
I
say
think you did.
The clean sweep, I think between you and Strick, that's the only time I've ever seen a clean sweep.
Yeah, well, I try to do my best. So now I have more respect from becoming the host. Now, people have to respect the host. Now I have a little bit more respect.
Something
of
like
the game
that,
show
right?
host.
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
go
I
with that.
think so.
Now I will ask you, how did I do fill in your role?
I think you did pretty good. You got through all the questions. You didn't have a problem stumbling over the words. After Thirsty Thursday, some days I can't get through all the questions.
You're struggling. Hey, but you're a cheap date, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm always a cheap
You're gonna have
date.
to tell your wife that. You just get a 10 bottle of wine. You have Bach feeling right.
Oh yeah, it really. I mean, we get like samples on Thirsty Thursday, and for the rest of the show, I'm halfway out the door. So it's kind of crazy there. Did you see? Speaking of drinking, Patrick Mahomes had his bachelor party in Vegas. He was drinking alcohol and eating steak on the strip. He was giving out to some Chiefs fans. I saw that report from TMZ. Unfortunately, that would throw down the rumors that I thought maybe were possible, that maybe Patrick Mahomes sat his girlfriend down and told her to shut up.
I saw that somewhere too. So that wasn't true.
That apparently wasn't true. I think there
you
were
guys got duped.
Yeah,
I did get duped. I was
Come on,
like,
Nate.
What?
Come on, Nate. Come on, Nate.
There were rumors that he sat down his brother, who's even worse, and his girlfriend, who's loud,
I'm pretty sure
all the
it's
time on
wife now,
social
isn't
media.
it? Or
Yeah, she's about
fiance?
to. Well, yeah, they're about to get married. And told him to stop coming to his games, or because they're not good for his brand. And they aren't really good for his brand.
His
but
brother is miserable. I don't even have
Oh,
a
yeah.
TikTok, and somehow, for the love of God, I still see his TikToks every single time. I don't even. People send them to me. I see him filtering
Oh,
on
I
Twitter. I
know.
mean, it's horrible. What is going on?
Talk about a guy living off his brother. Jackson
Yeah,
Mahomes is really has been able to do it, I should say. I also wanted to bring this up because we're talking about Tim Miles. Sorensen, you'll remember this. You remember when he took the iPads out of the showers because they were playing undisciplined or something?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Miles had several. Like I said, he
Yeah,
kept them in
because
the
you brought it up earlier. That's why I thought
they
of
kept
it.
them in the locker room. I thought during a game, the Iowa game, and they did the iPads. I mean, at least he tried. Like he tried. Fred Hoiberg's like, for one game, I'm going to take him out if I take bad shots. He did that, and then it was like, all right, we're back to taking bad shots. That's just who they are. That's just go play basketball. Just go play. Miles tried discipline.
So, are you guys not a fan of Tim Miles? I can't tell by your conversation.
No,
You guys
I can't speak for Sorensen, but I love Tim
I like
Miles.
Tim Miles.
Like a lot of coaches, I love Frank Solich, but I think for both Miles and Solich, it's time for those guys to probably move on. I don't think that their firing was unjust or anything like that. But yeah, absolutely loved Tim Miles when he was here. It was just kind of funny because he would do, if his teams did have losing streaks, he would start to take things away from them. Like they couldn't go to the locker room. He'd take the iPads out of the showers. He'd just have different tactics to get him revved up and going again. I kind of miss those days a little bit. And then he also had this other thing but this was before it was cool. He would tweet at halftime. He did this at Colorado State. And so everybody, that was kind of one thing when you hired him, you're like, oh man, he's like cutting edge, tweeting at halftime. And then it just became like a nuisance where you knew it wasn't him tweeting. It was, somebody just in the athletic department, and they wouldn't be as good at tweets anymore as the years went on. It became less cool to do. I don't know if he does that anymore at San Diego, or where's he at? San Jose State now?
San Jose State, yeah.
Which by the way, hasn't won a conference game either.
My goodness gracious.
All right, maybe they did. Somebody told me they did the other night. Last I checked, they were 0-14, but
Trivia then. Who's San Jose's mascot?
The Spartans.
It's impressive.
The actual mascot.
Are you a mascot guy?
Yeah, I love mascots.
I'm not good with it. I had one buddy who could literally name anyone. You could name anyone under the sun, and he would somehow know their mascot. I'm not.
What's the Hokies mascot name?
The Hokie Bird.
He doesn't have a name.
He's just the Hokie Bird.
Oh man.
Well,
That's
even I
kinda
guess
rough.
like the team name too. It's like if you ask me San Jose State, I'm trying to think like Montana State. What's their slow or what's their animal?
Is that the Grizzlies or is that Montana?
Montana Grizzlies, Montana State Bobcats.
Look at these guys. I
I'm
can't
here
believe
for all
this
your
is
FCS
ridiculous.
knowledge.
I guess so. I don't
You
know.
want to test me on the FCS.
I don't want to test you because I know I'll lose. I don't know him.
How about Austin P? Got that one?
They beat Duke a couple years back, so I feel like I should know.
No,
this
they
'cause
did
everyone-
not.
In basketball, yes, they did.
In the tournament?
No, not in the tournament. They
Oh,
played
yeah, you're
at
right. Yeah,
Duke.
regular
Duke was like
season.
11-0,
Really?
and they went and
I
walked
remember
into
that.
Cameron Indoor and won. Yeah.
Let's see. I think I have it right. Want to try that one, Bach? Austin P?
I don't know that one.
No, I think it's the Governors.
The Governors.
Look
Wow.
at
Governors.
How do you
They
know?
think
Do
highly
you
of
playing
themselves.
NCAA on the Xbox? Is that how you know all these?
No, I haven't played video games. Oh, yeah, here I'm aging myself. I'm 30. I haven't played them probably since I was, 19. I think I've spent 11 years away from a console.
Good for you.
But you know what? Nate? You want to know what, Nate? I can beat you right now, fair and square.
Yeah, is that right?
I'll take you
Is
down.
that-
That's
here,
right.
we'll do this.
Yeah,
I
let's
have it
a setup here.
on PlayStation 3. I have NCAA 14. You can do updated rosters. I'll play you Virginia Tech, Nebraska. Any day of the week, you let me know. I'll tear you up. I don't even care who my quarterback is.
Like Donkey
I don't.
Kong.
You can give me.
He's
Braxton
more of an
Burmeister.
NCAA 03 type
Yeah,
of
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
Who was on that cover?
No. Here's the deal.
NCAA 03.
Yeah,
Get
thank
out
you.
of here with that.
Thank you. As
What are we
Bucks,
doing?
okay, no, we need to make the stakes. It's got to be NCAA football 03.
There's no way you can do updated rosters.
That's the
then.
greatest
So in
football
2003
game.
Actually,
the greatest version ever made.
I'll take that
03.
because in 2003, I'm pretty sure that would give me Marcus Vick, the GOAT.
Oh, yeah, not the GOAT. I think Michael Vick's the GOAT.
Michael's the GOAT. Okay.
You know, actually,
let me
believe
think.
it or not, I don't have a Michael Vick jersey. I have a Marcus Vick jersey.
Do you really?
I believe on the front cover of 03 was Joey Harrington.
Was it?
My
Okay.
God! Shout out to Lions fans. I
Former-
apologize. That's,
former
a trigger, that's
Lions-
a trigger word for Lions fans.
Oh.
Jake, you better be careful there.
He's a former Dolphins quarterback too. Don't you forget that.
My
Very proud of that.
His best game
What
as a
is going
pro
on?
may have been in a Miami Dolphins jersey against the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Like,
Put
this
the
guy-
Miami
him-
Dolphins versus the Lions on Thanksgiving Day.
It was beautiful.
Don't sign.
it,
Joey
No, it
Harrington's
wasn't. You're just
special.
lying
actually
to
was-
yourself.
it was
right now.
actually terrible.
I bet it was.
Let me see what the record were. I mean, the Dolphins were terrible. The Lions were
My
worse, obviously.
goodness gracious. Who was the Lions quarterback after Joey Harrington? Then was it just a straight trade? You get the Dolphins.
All right, all right. Here we go.
Bumped
Here we
down
go.
Joey
Here we go. 2006. Thanksgiving Day. That was bad. Thanksgiving Day. The John Kitna-led Detroit
There it is.
Lions
My goodness.
fell to 2-9 after losing to the 5-6 Miami Dolphins, 27-10. It had to be Joey's best day. 3 touchdown passes, had a pick, 19 for 29, 213 in the game.
Did anybody else? Is
The
there anybody else
fact-
relevant in
honestly,
that box score?
Yeah,
Jake, I will
this,
say-
this is great. This is great. Yeah, we're at the point of the show where we're doing the box score of Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions from 2006. Joey Harrington's best game as a pro, I think. The Dolphins' starting running back was Sammy Morris.
Oh, nice.
They had Ronnie Brown, who ran the ball. The Dolphins' second receiver was Wes Welker, who went to the Patriots
there
after
you
that.
go.
Now he's back as receivers coach with the Dolphins. Hello. and leading the way for the Dolphins that day receiving was for 7 catches for 115 and 2 touchdowns. Marty Booker, former the Chicago Bears great. Great in quotation.
I don't know about great, but he
this
was
is
there.
why I love you, Jake. The only person I know that can turn shootout with Bach to the box score of 2006 Lions versus
yeah.
Dolphins on Thanksgiving Day.
It
Yeah.
didn't Marcus
My
Vick
God.
get kicked off the team or something? Didn't he get in trouble?
Yeah, he's been arrested like 7 times.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's how that
The
turned
Dolphins
out.
had
I
8
couldn't
sacks
remember.
that day.
Eight
Hey,
sacks
but
for
no,
the
if we
Dolphins.
play 03 rosters, who's Nebraska's quarterback then? I'm almost positive it'd be Marcus Vick.
03.
I
That's
think
going to be
you're stuck
is it
with
Jamal
Joe
Lord,
Daly.
probably, right? Jamal
No,
Lord.
Jamal Lord. Yeah, he had
Yeah.
one more year there. 2003. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Pretty
long
sure
as
our
you don't have
running
Joe
back would be-
Daly in 2004.
We'd have Kevin Jones too.
Oh, by the way,
Shout
you're
out
not
Kevin
beating Jamal
Jones.
Lord. I'm running all over you with Jamal Lord. You are not going to beat us.
He's still
No
got the
way.
option.
I
You
got
gotta
beamer
watch out
ball,
for that.
baby. I'm gonna score a special teams touchdown.
You think I'm scared of beamer ball against
Yeah,
Jamal
is
Lord's
that right?
legs? It can't be contained.
Is that
You got another thing coming for you, pal.
Honestly, the best part is like we can both relive the glory days because you know how they used to rank a team A+ through like F-. I mean, if you ranked both teams now, they'd probably both be like, I don't know, like a C-, maybe a C. Back in 2003, I bet both teams are either a B+ or higher, honestly. So
Yeah,
like,
so
all right, let's
B+.
rock and roll with these teams. Let's
Well,
go.
Nebraska was coming off a 7-7 year in 2002, so I don't know how highly they'd be ranked. But either way, it would be a fun experiment. Hopefully you guys get to it. We are unfortunately up against it. We're live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Come on out, buy one, get one free on bags of biltong. That's today's special. That's a delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender. Again, we're live from the Mercato. Make it out here to 84th and Havelock. We'll be right back on the block.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And things have obviously been pretty challenging lately with new vehicles, with all the microchip and supply chain issues, but things continue to loosen up as Koppel gets more and more new vehicles in each and every week. We've had many customers also custom order their vehicles. So if you don't see what you want in our current inventory, we can put an order in to get exactly what you want. So go online, reserve your new vehicle at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Are you ready for $0 cost individual employee health insurance? How about company paid life insurance for you and your family? What about on-the-job paid training? Become part of the Landmark difference today. Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, at our upcoming career fairs. Chat one-on-one with our team to hear what it's really like to work with us. Career fairs will be held at Landmark locations. March 8th in Lexington, March 10th in Kearney, March 22nd in Beatrice, and March 24th in Hastings. See more details at www.landmark.careers.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Bach. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
97 The Ticket veteran and Ortega connoisseur, Jake Bakoven.
I like Ortega and I like pepper.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the
That's great.
heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Strick and Bob. Hold up.
We are not just sponsored by Mercato here on the block. We are live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Come on out. Today's special is buy one, get one free on bags of biltong. Biltong is a delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender. Come by and check out their incredible variety of meats with all types of cuts. Plus, there's some seafood as well. And it's just really cool. They got a nice campus out here. They've got a restaurant upstairs. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of options out here. Come get your meat. Who doesn't want to get their meat out here? It's the best in town, and maybe best in the Midwest, right?
Best in the world.
Best in the world.
I've
yeah,
heard it's
that's
best in the
absolutely
world,
correct.
frankly.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, so there you have it. Come on
Yeah.
out to the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block. And before we get into just repeating our thoughts on Fred Hoiberg over and over again, no, not repeating. We bring up new ways to look at it left and right. But before we get into that, Sorensen's had something that's been bothering him over the last hour or so once he figured it out. So I'll give the floor to you.
So here's the deal. I like to think I know a lot about the city of Lincoln because I've lived here for 13 years, and I'm a long-standing veteran of the city, long-standing citizen of the city. I saw something that came from the Journal-Star about an hour ago that I just can't stop looking at because I didn't know it existed. If you're out there, please text us 402-464-5685 if you were aware of what I'm about to tell you when I say it. Pretty cool. Okay, I saw the Journal-Star put out a photo file. Capitol Beach, which is on West O Street, just north of West O Street, like Northwest 20th, maybe not that far. Apparently, back in like the 50s, it was an amusement park, and I showed you this epic roller coaster, Bach. Like it's got like in 1912, it was called Burlington Beach. And the park featured a 50-passenger steamer, swimming pool, a penny arcade, fun house, and roller coaster. It also is where William McKinley made a presidential speech back in 1896. I had no earthly idea that Capitol Beach, which now is a wonderful place with houses around it, nice lake homes, that it was like an amusement park.
I didn't know that
back
either.
in the 50s and 60s. Text line, if you're aware of this, I'm seriously, I am blown away today. That whole area is awesome, but that was apparently an amusement park, an epic one in the 50s, got taken down in the mid 60s, and now there's houses around it. So I did not know that it ever existed, but it was apparently a pretty sweet amusement park with lots of rides and a pretty sweet roller coaster.
Roller coaster of all things in Lincoln. I've never heard of
That sounds awesome.
I did not know that. This is
a great draw. I'd ride
We're
it.
pretty impressed. We're easily impressed, aren't we? Wow, a roller coaster.
In Capitol Beach's heyday, boating was a great attraction that would only cost 50 cents per hour. The beach was a popular resort situated about a mile west of downtown, which it still is. That's where it's at. I didn't know this was
50 cents an hour back then was like $25.
It attracted 150,000 people per season out there to this amusement park.
That penny arcade, how much pennies do you think they were making an hour there too?
Yeah, okay. So Lincoln's Capitol Beach appears. This is a picture from 1952. The park lasted for more than 50 years before the amusement devices were removed in 1962 to make way for Capitol Beach Manor. Again, this is I don't often get my mind blown. As if you listen to the early break, I don't get surprised very often, but I am blown away by this tidbit about our city and what happened here.
Yeah,
before.
I'd never
blown
knew.
away.
I mean, that's an idea that I've had since I was a kid that maybe could draw some out-of-towners in, right? Is to get an amusement park, get a roller coaster.
Bach, they attracted 150,000 people per year.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a big deal.
What's the closest amusement park to here now?
Unless you want to go to Iowa.
Yeah, you got Adventureland in Iowa, which of course is no place you wouldn't want to go.
I always
to.
make the trek out to Kansas City for Worlds of Fun.
There's some random one in Omaha. I forget. It's an old one. I forget what it's called, and I forget what street it's on. I'm not really good at like describing Omaha. I think it's in the Ralston area. There's like an amusement park that's tiny, but otherwise you got the state fair. You got your county fairs have the the sketchy rides. They feel like they're gonna fall over anytime or have screws break loose and have all sorts of disaster.
Yeah.
But
Jake Corey says the Journal Star runs through Capitol Beach Amusement Park photo file pretty much annual as the LJS is wants to do. If you follow the LJS, this shouldn't be news to you.
Okay,
you
so
only
shots
get your
fired,
news. You only
Star.
get your news from 1011, so that's okay. I understand.
Yeah, that's true.
I understand how you wouldn't.
Of 1011.
Exactly, you wouldn't get anything from Lincoln Journal Star because obviously everyone in this town gets their news from 1011. I don't blame them honestly. Even if they watch the morning show, that would make more sense too.
to Corey, I do pay attention to all that stuff. I've never seen this. I don't know. It's a hole in my game that I did not know about this
amusement park
that had 150,000 people per year at Capitol Beach.
Angry Rams guy asked, are you talking about the Funplex in Omaha? Is that the
Funplex?
indoor
I think
one?
it's Funplex.
Oh,
No. This is outdoor.
Someone else is saying
Peony Park. That
Is
might be it. 78th.
okay.
That sounds right. 78th and Cass might be right.
Well, this obviously brings up the discussion. Jake, have you ever been to an Omaha beef game?
No, I have not.
Come on, what is wrong with you guys?
Nate's a big Omaha beef.
I'm buying a sweatshirt.
I think I had a classmate from high school that was either playing up there or was like a trainer for them a couple years ago. I don't know if what he's doing now. If he's even, I think he's a farmer now. But I believe he was playing with the Omaha Beef or was a trainer. He was affiliated somewhat with the team. I just remember there was a time. In some of you guys know these tiny leagues, the beef have lasted for a long time. But there was a period back when I was, I think, just my last year at college, 2013. Me and Bach were the same year in college at UNL. Lincoln tried to bring this team called the Lincoln Haymakers.
That's right.
And Corey Ross was the head coach, former Nebraska running back.
Right.
Corey Ross was the head coach. I think it lasted for a year. Nice. I'm not even sure they played, but it was a knockoff arena football league team, and they played at Pershing, which is no longer. That's still there.
It's still
but
there.
It's inoperable.
Yeah.
But that's where they played football at, and I think it lasted for a year. I never went to a game. I regret that. I could have been a part of history.
They play the beef play in March. Me and Bach are going. You want to come?
Let's take a trip to see the
We're
beef.
doing a road trip to see the beef. I'm buying a sweatshirt.
Fans now.
Yeah, I'll get a beef sweatshirt.
Was that the team? No, it was the Nighthawks. Remember the night? Was it the Nighthawks?
Yeah,
it was like Amon Green.
That was
Jeff
good.
Garcia.
That was good football. You had Jeff Garcia.
Yeah,
wasn't
That's
Crouch?
what
that team
you were
too?
talking about that
Crouch,
the other
I
week.
think, was
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
They had Jeff Garcia. They had Eric Crouch. They had
Maurice Claret.
Maurice Claret, yes, Buckeyes great. Maurice Claret. I mean, that was a solid team.
I should have went out there. I didn't never go to that one. That would have been
See
cool.
if I
I
can find
think
the
our
roster for that.
I think that's what our old friend Brett Kane said. Is Jeff Garcia tried to pick up his girlfriend, now wife, at the time. So.
Yeah, he claims that at a bar in Omaha, Jeff Garcia tried to pick up as spots at his. Now his wife is his girlfriend at that time. We cannot claim if this is true or not.
Yeah, I told him it wasn't true, but I believe it.
I'm looking at the roster. You remember the team? I mean, Rick Mueller was the GM. He's a respected GM. Vince Morrow was the tight ends coach.
Oh no, really?
At the
Wow.
the Kentucky guy.
Loving every second of this.
Look at the
Vince
stats.
Morrow's just
Joe Mobia was the head coach. You know that?
Wow, I didn't know that either. This team actually had some future success.
This
on it.
team, they had Tom Olivedati, and he's been in the NFL before. Jeff Garcia, backed by DJ Shockley of the former
sweet.
Georgia great. The running backs were Maurice Claret, Amon Green, pretty dang good there. O-line, anybody you know? George Foster, who's friends with, I think DP knows George Foster pretty well. Let's see, Wendell Bryant, was he at Wisconsin defensive tackle?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Dusty Dvorak, Jay Moore. Look at this group. I mean, receivers. They had Robert Ferguson, former Packers, great.
Texas A&M great.
DeVar Darling, Matt O'Hanlon, of course, former Husker defensive back.
Nice.
Ricardo Kokla, who was with the Steelers for a little bit.
Did this just last 1 year or 2 years? I know it was short-lived.
Couple Moreland Greenwood, former Dolphins.
Is this the Haymakers still? Is this what you guys are talking about?
No, we're on to the.
This is the Nighthawks.
This is the Omaha Nighthawks.
Nighthawks. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
bring
all
them back.
these failed leagues are sweet.
Yeah, there's.
I mean,
I
there's
haven't
two.
gone to a
There's going to be
game.
2 failed leagues now. Shout out Shea Patterson, number 1 overall pick in the USFL draft.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and Paxton Lynch.
Paxton
still went
Lynch,
like 14th
shout out
round,
to him.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Somehow made Justin Fuente a lot of money at Virginia Tech.
Sorensen, do you have any interest in those other leagues?
No,
the
I
spring
hate
leagues?
them actually.
You hate them.
Yeah, once again, here comes pessimist, cynical Jake. They fail so often. It's just like I watch to see how bad the product is. Like the AAF was awful. It was a horrible league. The XFL I thought was stupid.
Put respect on Philip Walker's name, man. Come on.
PJ Walker was good, and then he went.
He
to
was
the
good, and
Panthers.
then he went to the Panthers. He started. What are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah, and listen, Nate, I'm a Dolphins fan. I watched PJ Walker come in relief of Cam Newton, and he was horrible.
I mean, it can't be much
Horrible.
worse than
If
Cam
that's
Newton
your
every
best
year.
quarterback in your league, I can't watch your product. Sorry, you can't do it. That
I'm
guy
sure he
sucks.
did end up winning the MVP.
Right. He
Who
was
was
the best
owner
by
of
far.
that? Was that Oliver Luck? Is that right?
I think you're right.
Is he
yeah.
still
He was
with
right
the?
up there.
Is he still with the league?
I don't think. Well, Vince sold it to Vince McMahon. Sold it to. Is it the XFL?
Yeah, this is the XFL.
Yeah, Vince sold it to The Rock now. So I don't know if Oliver Luck.
See this picture of Capitol Beach over here?
Really
See the
is.
roller coaster?
Yeah, somebody
That's
sent us a
awesome.
picture on the text line too of the roller coaster. Somebody else said Tom Osborne rode that roller coaster. I'm not sure if they're making a joke or if they're being serious.
He might have built the roller coaster.
He probably might have
I'm getting people pissed because, Peony Park, sorry, guys, I don't live in Omaha. They said it hasn't been in Omaha for 30 years. I'm thinking of Funplex is the place in Ralston. Stay in your lane, boys, was the text. Hey, I'm a Lincoln guy, man. I respect Omaha. I'm a Lincoln guy, though, so I don't like Creighton. I'm not a Creighton fan. Everyone who knows me knows I despise and loathe the Creighton Blue Jays, and that's Omaha.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the UNO.
That's Omaha altogether.
Right. I associate you with Creighton. That's right. You're dang right, Bach.
So you like that? You have you made it up to Omaha? Do you spend some time there? You have some fun?
Oh,
College
yeah,
World
yeah,
Series
yeah,
type stuff?
College World Series is great.
CWS is fun. I enjoy
Yeah.
the party of the CWS.
Yeah. So
And
you
you're-
don't hate Omaha altogether?
I didn't say I hate Omaha. I don't like Creighton. I really don't like Creighton.
Yeah, that's fair
and for those that tell me to stay in my lane, I don't know the streets that well. I told you it's in the Ralston area. Somebody mentioned Peony Park. I said, yeah, that might be it. It was Funplex. That's an amusement park that's like basically a carnival.
Yeah. There's no
there are-
massive rides there.
All we have is go back to your question. You're talking about in the area about amusement parks. Here's what we have, dude. We got Adventureland in Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa.
And then you got Worlds of Fun in Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's really all you have for amusement parks.
Are they fun? Like,
So
are they
bring-
worth going?
Worlds of Fun is solid. I
Yeah.
cannot speak for Adventureland.
I've never been to Adventureland. I've seen the commercial probably 5,000 times. Come on over
Come on.
to Adventureland.
Come on over
You're
to
gonna have a
Adventureland.
fun-filled day. But it's in Iowa. I don't believe a fun-filled day is in Iowa. So I just skip past that state, go right to Worlds of Fun or Oceans of Fun. I actually got kicked out of the Oceans of Fun. This was when you were allowed to drink in there. I think maybe I was drinking before I got in there. I can't remember. But they kicked me out of the Oceans of Fun kids section because they told me adults couldn't be there. But there were no kids that day. It was cold. So we were just kind of having fun on the rides. But in any case, if you're because you're new to the Midwest, Worlds of
I
Fun
am new,
is
and that's why
probably-
I'm trying to.
yeah.
I mean, I love amusement parks. I mean, I keep asking for a beach around here, but that's kind of a lost cause at this point. So I might as well find an
Yeah.
amusement park.
Do you like man-made lakes?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Hey, there's a beach at Capitol Beach where there used to be an amusement park there, Nate. Go over there.
Is it an actual beach?
Hey, they got some sand. I think. I'd say this. I'd say this.
Kind of some gravel.
I'd say don't wear sandals or don't go barefoot. Bring shoes, and I'm talking full shoes.
It's like clumps of sand. It
So
kind of
my Crocs wouldn't work then.
No, your Crocs would be you'd be in a world of hurt there. There we go. Well, thanks for you coming with us in that ride there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I just hey, it's a Friday. The basketball team's terrible. We got another year of Fred Hoiberg. I'm just trying to find ways to entertain myself here.
Well, how about,
sorry for taking over your show.
How
Bob.
about this news? No, it's good. How about we'll get our thoughts on Feldarius Payne and Will Nixon entering the transfer portal. Feldarius, this is the second time that he's entered the transfer portal. He flirted with it at one time, came back in, everybody celebrated. Well, now he's gone. Will Nixon, a wide receiver, be a third-year freshman this season. Just put him on the long list of Scott Frost wide receivers that haven't worked out that have been recruited here. And certainly, I think that's probably what you're looking at here is possibility. I mean, spring ball's right around the corner. I mean, literally on Monday. And so it's kind of a weird time for these guys to leave. You wonder if it's maybe additions from the portal that are going to happen. Certainly people expect some of these, but I mean, especially for Feldarius, I guess you can go back to the fact that he was kind of wavering to begin with. I expect him to be in and out of the rotation. I mean, not necessarily a starter, but he got minutes last year, so that one's kind of surprising. Will Nixon, maybe not so much, but it could be a possibility for both these guys that they're just being recruited over. And they can see that, kind of see the writing on the wall is whether they're up there in the depth chart or not. The staff is still trying to get guys to bring to be over them. So, that might be it. I'm not really sure. Again, with Payne, I don't necessarily think that's completely the case, I think he would have had some minutes this year. And I know that they had to, put in some work to re-recruit him back to Nebraska. So it's kind of interesting to see those guys go. Does that bother you at all, Jake, to see Feldarius Payne and Will Nixon enter the portal? Is that just college football today?
It's college football, man. I mean, it's just Nebraska didn't have that bad of attrition actually for a team. You lost several guys, but you got a lot back, so you kind of went even there. So I mean, I'm not surprised to see Feldarius go. Like you said, he already had put his name in there previously and got counseled to come back, but no, he said, I'm going this time. I don't want to be here anymore. And Will Nixon, again, it's a depth chart. You kind of recruit over that spot. You had a Janarian Bonner in this class. You got Trey Palmer coming in from LSU. It's like, do I have a chance actually to play? Alante Brown wants to get in that rotation. So I know you lost Tamari Toure to the draft and other pieces there, but sometimes the grass is greener elsewhere. And although I think Mickey Joseph's going to be really good at developing these guys and getting good talent, again, sometimes we don't understand why people leave, but it is just the way it goes right now. So
yeah, I don't think any of these ones are game changers or will change the bottom line for Nebraska next year as far as victories go. So it's not a huge one. They just have to avoid that Wan'Dale Robinson leaving. As we remember, I was actually subbing in for you on early break when that happened. And
that's right. I was gone for that.
Yeah. And I just remember going, that's directly going to affect a few wins that year. I think overall, if they did have Wan'Dale last year, he might have been playing running back, which was part of the problem. But you talk about being so close last year, a guy that was a borderline, third team All-American or wherever he was, definitely could have helped get him over the edge a couple times. I don't think any of these guys are definitely not in that camp, though. We will come back to the danger of mediocrity is what we'll talk about next. That's kind of we kind of hit on a little bit, but I want to dive into it a little bit further. What is the expectation for next season's basketball program? Because we did talk about it, and it sounds like there's only mediocre expectations. Maybe can continue to linger on for Nebraska basketball. Are you looking for 6 or 7 conference victories next year? That's not good either. So it's just extending the mediocrity. We've seen that happen in football. How do we feel about extending those out? We'll talk about that next year on The Block on 93.7 The Ticket. We're live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese. Come on out to 84th and Havelock. We're here till 6. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
What are you doing, Sip?
I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives.
So you're building what exactly?
It's a motion censored switchboard. Duh.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Of course. Ow! God!
Ow! Seems like a job for a professional.
Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there.
Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Are you ready for $0 cost individual employee health insurance? How about company paid life insurance for you and your family? What about on-the-job paid training? Become part of the Landmark difference today. Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, at our upcoming career fairs. Chat one-on-one with our team to hear what it's really like to work with us. Career fairs will be held at Landmark locations. March 8th in Lexington, March 10th in Kearney, March 22nd in Beatrice, and March 24th in Hastings. See more details at www.landmark.careers.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And things have obviously been pretty challenging lately with new vehicles, with all the microchip and supply chain issues, but things continue to loosen up as Koppel gets more and more new vehicles in each and every week. We've had many customers also custom order their vehicles. So if you don't see what you want in our current inventory, we can put an order in to get exactly what you want. So go online, reserve your new vehicle at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Expect sunny skies, and we will slowly try to warm up a bit. We'll see an afternoon high of 28. Southwest winds at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to 13. Our warm-up continues as we head into Saturday with a high of 46 and could approach 60 by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block, live from Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. We'll be out here till 6. Today's special, buy one, get one free on bags of biltong, which is a delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender, so you're going to want to get out here and take advantage of that deal. Jake Sorensen is here with me. He's had it. As you can, you will call it the best jerky you've ever had.
It's the best jerky in the world.
Best jerky.
I'm a protein guy, too. I'm kind of jealous of you guys right now. I'm not going to lie.
I might go eat a bag on the air.
Yeah, go grab a bag.
I'm on camera.
We'll just
Don't you forget that,
Nate, to finish it out.
I'm always on camera, baby. Come on.
We have a rivalry going on.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know why we're rivals, because I go back to that Vatech and Nebraska, those two games we played.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They ripped our hearts out twice.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor, Danny Cole, Matt O'Hanlon blows the coverage.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny Cole was nice, though. Danny Cole was nice.
Both those games, and Ndamukong Suh was too good. Like, he got too good of pressure that it forced Tyrod Taylor to get rid of the ball.
Yep.
Tyrod was good, man. People forget Tyrod is probably the most screwed over quarterback in the history of the NFL. For some reason, the guy, all he does is just go like 500, but instead people want to throw out, you just want to throw out like Brian Hoyer. It's like, okay, like, let's at least give ourselves a chance. I mean, Tyrod's gotten screwed, man. And then the one time he was starting for the Chargers, who turns out they're actually a pretty good team. And then he got a punctured lung from a trainer. Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
He was his best years were with the Bills, right?
He made the playoff. The Bills hadn't made the playoffs in like 2 decades. Tyrod leads them to the playoffs. And the very next season, they cut him. I've never seen anything like
drafted
that.
Josh Allen, man. That's why they get the
You got to have a good backup.
Listen,
I went from most screwed over player in the league to, hey, you got to have a good backup.
Tyrod Taylor threw maybe my favorite interception of the season. It was by Miami Dolphins. He was going out of bounds, just flipped it up, and Jerome Baker's like, I'll take that.
Yeah,
Let me just do a little toe tap on the sideline and pick it off, and that was embarrassing.
Man, he plays hard. He'll win you 8 games in an NFL season. That's a lot better than a lot of these teams can say. I mean, I guess if you want to tank, go ahead and tank, but I always thought he got a pretty bad rap. I don't know.
Did he have
Tim
a better
Tebow, too.
Did he have a better nickname? Okay, we'll address that maybe on a different day. Did he have a better nickname than Taylor Martinez? You like T-Mobile or T-Magic?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably T-Mobile.
Yeah, I like T-Mobile a little bit.
I got a quick question for Mr. Hokie over here, Mr. Nate. I gotta make sure I get the right names here, though. Okay, I'm gonna give you two names. You tell me which one you like better.
Okay.
For Vatek, I'm think the first one I know is for sure a Vatek guy.
Okay.
The second one I'm not sure I get the right name, but he'll probably understand. All right, here's your two options, Nate: Lee Suggs, Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones, all the way, baby.
All right, so I got it right. Kevin Jones
Yeah.
is right.
Kevin Jones, number 25.
Lee Suggs was nice, man.
Hey, Kevin Jones still lives in Blacksburg. I've seen him.
Where's
him
Lee
just
Suggs
walking
at?
down back. I have no idea what
Lee Suggs might be a little old. Do you remember Lee Suggs?
I don't
Or you might
remember
have
Lee Suggs.
Yeah, he might have
Oh,
outdated
that's
you a
why
little bit.
he was
Kevin
like
Jones
one.
was kind
That's
of
right.
the beginning of
you
when
know
I
Lee
started.
Yeah, I
Suggs.
remember Lee Suggs.
Hey, do yourself a favor tonight when you got time. Go look at some Lee Suggs highlights. You might change your
come
opinion.
on, I know who Lee Suggs is, but Kevin
Doesn't
Jones
sound like you
Kevin
do.
Jones, the man. I tell you what, the best running back out of all of them was David Wilson. David Wilson was a
good.
beast,
Oh,
man.
remember that
He
guy.
was good. He got drafted by the Giants in the first round.
Yeah.
Started
What?
as a rookie,
Really?
and then he almost got paralyzed in a game.
Yeah, he got a career-ending injury.
Yeah, it was crazy. So he had to retire from football after his second year in the league. He was nice.
I still like Marcus Vick.
That's
I'm with you. I'm still going
Marcus Vick was the man. God, I loved Marcus Vick. Marcus Vick. Here's a story about Marcus Vick. So one of my professors was Bill Roth. I don't know if you guys know him. He calls games on ESPN all the time. He's a play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
He leads the play-by-play program at Virginia Tech. So Bill Roth said the day that Marcus showed up, he showed up in like an $80,000 Hummer. The
Nice.
first day, showed up in an $80,000 Hummer.
Jimmy Clausen type stuff.
Was living off of his brother's legacy, and it just never worked out, man. I mean, he just didn't care. It was a shame because those are probably the best Virginia Tech teams ever assembled, because when Marcus was there, they were the third-ranked team in the country.
Yeah,
2005, they were good, and then
Michael did the
couldn't
work
figure it
so
out.
Marcus could have the teammates, right? I mean, Michael
Literally,
brought all the
it's true.
attention to Virginia Tech.
He did. I mean, Virginia Tech, the only reason we can credit it to what it is today, I mean, everyone has their own opinions about Michael Vick, and I don't like to take a side on it because I see both sides of the argument, but you would not have Virginia Tech football what it is today. I mean, I know obviously it's a little bit different now that Justin Fuente absolutely buried the program into the ground, which I can get into a whole nother discussion with that. But Beamer ball, Virginia Tech as we know it, man, like, you have to credit Michael Vick with all of it. I mean, before Michael Vick, before the flashiness, before running the football, I mean, the read option, there was no Virginia Tech. So, I mean, I credit him for a lot. I love him, but I understand both sides of that argument.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I just got name drops all over the place.
Oh,
I'm thinking about this. This is a guy I also disliked because he was a Dolphin. I'm pretty. Did Ernest Wilford go to Vatek? Was that Florida
Ernest
State?
Wilford.
Oh, it's probably too young for that too. I think he went to
Yeah.
Vatek. Receiver. Dolphins drafted him, and he sucked.
My boy Isaiah Ford plays for the Dolphins. You should
Yeah,
give him more reps.
I like
Nice.
Isaiah Ford.
he's
I
good.
like him.
First
I like
team All
Isaiah.
ACC is junior.
Let's make sure. Ernest Wilford, Vatek. I was right.
There you
2004 NFL draft. You were like one.
Again, yeah, you're going
That wasn't
predating
one.
when he
Get
was
out of here.
not alive.
15
I will
receiving
say though, guys,
touchdowns.
one thing you guys got to be really careful with. I've gotten used to it because I've lived in Nebraska long enough now. It's not Vatek.
It is
Virginia
Vatek.
Tech.
No, it's
Virginia
Vatek.
Tech
No, you're
fans
Vatek.
will
They don't like
lose-
that.
They hate it. Hate it.
Huh.
They will lose their mind.
Hey,
I don't
you're
like
Vatek.
it, but I've gotten used to it. I've been here almost a year now. Actually, I'll been here a year next month, so I've gotten used to it. Everyone around here says Vatek. I think it's a Midwest thing. I don't get it.
No, here's the problem, dude.
But no one says
Look
Vatek.
at the ticker.
No
It says Vatek on the ticker
Yeah,
and
it
the
says
scoreboard.
VA Tech, Virginia
Right,
Tech.
Vatek.
No. It doesn't say VAH.
It shall be Vatek.
No, it's not
going
V.
forward
If it
like
was
it always was.
VAH, sure, Va Tech. No, it's Virginia Tech. VA.
Whatever,
Virginia.
Vatek. It's Vatek.
What do you
Again,
think about
okay.
their helmets when they put like the T inside of the V? Is that like an old
Dude, it's
school
awesome.
one?
Oh, I
Those
love
aren't awesome. Those
Oh,
are
I
weird.
love
It
it.
takes away from the clean VT that they have
I
going.
love it. I don't know. Honestly, I'm at the point with Virginia Tech's uniforms. They change it so
Vatek.
often.
Yeah.
You don't even know what they're going to throw out there anymore. I mean, that's what I like about Nebraska. You got the clean look. You stuck with it for decades. Virginia Tech changes their uniform every 5 years. Doesn't make any sense. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
they do have. I like their color combination though. It's different
I
than
love
anybody
it.
else's. Virginia Tech's.
Makes me gag. It makes me gag, man.
You don't like that one?
I
You
see-
really don't like. Virginia
I
Tech
see
for
their
those
stands
reasons.
of like maroon and orange. Like, what is this? Is this some sort of mismatch parade or what?
Whoa. Wet blanket coming at me here. No Virginia Tech without Vic. Was he carrying around Bud Foster's lunchbox and playing Enter Sandman? Look, I am a huge Bud Foster guy.
That's why I got to bring
Oh
the
yeah,
Vatek
Bud
here.
Foster is big.
I'm
deal.
a big Bud Foster guy. Always have been, always will be. The lunch pail defense is freaking awesome. Absolutely great. Virginia Tech, you can even look at academics. The academic standards at Virginia Tech when it comes to applications and how many people you let into the school jumped by like 5,000 applicants after Michael Vick. He changed the entire direction of the program and the entire direction of the school. Virginia Tech isn't even close to where they are today without Michael Vick.
Did Bud Foster stick around after?
He did. He played. He coached for 2 or
For a
3
long
seasons
time.
with Justin Fuente. He saw the
Yeah.
writing on the wall. He coached that first year with Justin Fuente when they won 10 games. That Virginia Tech defense had 7 players go to the NFL. 7.
Yeah,
Bud Foster saw the writing on the wall. He said, "This guy's he's a clown. He's a joke. We're having the worst recruiting class in the ACC, and we're Virginia Tech." Boom, gone.
They should have handed him the head coaching
They
job
should've.
after.
I mean, he
Beamer
was
left.
he was
Did
just
he
starting to get
want it?
older. I
He
don't
was
know.
getting really old.
He was
yeah,
getting
he was
older.
I didn't
He's
think he
retired
wanted to
now.
be the head coach.
He lives in Salem. He doesn't live too far from Virginia Tech now, so
Yeah.
he's still around town. You can still see him. Yeah, I gave Frank Beamer a handshake before I left. Said, "Coach, appreciate
You
everything you did." Yeah, he walks his dog every day on campus. Every day.
I got to ask you, and you probably know this. What's up with Frank Beamer's neck? What is that? What is that? A birth
Easy.
thing?
Wow, easy.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I've always
Unbelievable.
wondered.
Unbelievable.
I have no idea. I actually I don't know.
We don't
We're
know that
disparaging
answer.
I don't
people's
know.
looks now.
I'm not
I actually don't
disparaging
know.
his look.
Let's
I like
pull
it.
it up. Let's type in Frank Beamer neck and see what happens on the old
I'm
Google
just
machine.
wondering.
No,
what
I
that
actually
is.
don't know the answer to that.
I figured you would know that one. Now you make me look bad. I figured you'd have. Oh yeah, that's what that is.
I
Now,
actually
now I
don't
look like
Oh, okay.
I'm
let's
noticing
see
something
here.
that's not there.
I tell you what, though, this is why I've talked to Jake about this. I don't know if I've talked to you about this, Bach. I was so excited to come here because I love college football. There's nothing better. I cannot wait for the spring. I can't wait to talk college football. I mean, I just absolutely love it. We can talk basketball all we want. My love is for college football.
Oh,
Said,
yeah.
all right, we're going to Lincoln. Nebraska's back. Like, this is the team to turn it around 3-9. I can't tell you how disappointing it is to go from one school that used to be really good in the late 90s and the early 2000s. I mean, Virginia Tech was right up there, top 10
Oh, yeah.
every year. Won back-to-back ACC championships when I was in middle school. I mean,
Right.
it was fantastic. And now it's literally a program that once was.
I wish
That's
you
why
were-
it hurts so badly right now when I'm rooting for Nebraska.
I still wish you were there when Virginia Tech was in the Big East. When Miami and Syracuse, it was like Donovan
that's
McNabb,
true.
and I mean those guys were.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
the coolest the Big East ever got.
Yep.
And then like Miami and Virginia Tech ditched off to the
All right.
ACC, which is fun.
I got an update on the next situation.
Okay.
I have this hour ahead a situation on old amusement park at
Yeah,
Capitol Beach.
You're looking stuff
And now
up for us.
apparently there is a next situation with Frank Beamer, which me and Nate did not know about, and he knows Frank Beamer.
Yeah,
I
he
do.
shakes his hand.
I
Well,
did
here's
shake
what
his
it
hand. I said,
Next
"Thanks for
time
everything,
you
Coach."
look at him, you look for this. This is per Wikipedia, which always reliable.
You know that's true. Yeah.
This is a paragraph, so hang out with me. In
All right.
1953, at the age of 7, Frank Beamer suffered a life-altering accident after using a push broom to keep a pile of burning trash in place. He returned it to its place in the garage, unaware that it was smoldering. A spark ignited a nearby can of gasoline,
Oh my goodness.
which exploded in front of him. His 11-year-old brother, Barnett, saved him by rolling him around on the ground. He was left with burns on his shoulders, chest, and the right side of his neck. Over the next several years, Beamer underwent dozens of skin graft procedures, leaving him with permanent scarring.
So
There
that's
you
what
go.
it is. See, that's what I wanted to hear from
No,
you.
I mean, I
Nate.
wish I could
This
have
is what
told
I'm
you
here
that, but
for,
I didn't
guys.
know. No, that is what you're
Yeah.
here for.
This is
Jake,
what I
we appreciate
contribute to the
that.
show on a Friday where I've been working all day.
I have no idea.
This is fun.
Actually, I
Well-
didn't know that. I mean, I never even noticed it when I see him. I'm just too focused on, wow, I'm meeting a legend that Virginia Tech credits him with everything. So.
You know what? As you should, Nate. You should be focusing on the man's neck. You just
Yeah.
shake his
That
hand.
is true. Come on,
Boom.
Bach. What are we doing? Come on.
Just something I noticed. I
Also,
wondered if there was something there.
I want to address what Corey and Lincoln said. College Game Day did a story on this. It's not a secret. Reese Davis ranked his best college football atmospheres, best college game day atmospheres. Virginia Tech, number 1. Blacksburg, Virginia, baby.
Is he
Let's
is he
go.
a alum or what?
No.
Is he
Reese
biased?
Davis,
Reese Davis, no.
Must be alumni.
No, he's not.
That's the only thing to explain.
I do. You don't want to go see Enter Sandman before you die?
Dude, it's awesome.
Before I die, Jesus.
Like on the
morbid.
bucket list?
I've
It
never
should be at the
put-
top
I-
of everyone's bucket list.
Hey,
If there's
I've
one
never-
thing you can do in life that you haven't done, it should be Enter Sandman.
I've never put
I don't know about that,
Tech on my.
No,
bucket
that's not on your bucket list.
Look what I'm doing. He's just like dying. I drove on the outskirts of Blacksburg one time.
You got to go in, man. It's
Why
awesome.
were you doing that?
I thought about stopping and saying I should go see Lane Stadium.
You
It's
should
kind
have,
of a cool
dude.
place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Blacksburg.
But guess what I
It's-
did? I kept driving.
That's
on
a
the interstate.
shame. It's a shame, I tell you, because it's nothing like Lincoln. I mean, very similar fan bases, very dedicated fan bases, but you have to go out of your way to get to Blacksburg, Virginia. I mean, yes, it's in Nebraska, but Lincoln's a city. Blacksburg, when the student population leaves, it's 30,000 people. There's no one. It's a small town. It's awesome.
So why would
So cool.
that's not cool?
It's awesome
That's
because it's just
cool.
all they care about is college football. It's
cool,
crazy.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's cool, but it's cool
Game day
when there's a game day.
You'll
Yeah,
see
but I don't know
nothing
about-
like it on game day. It's in the mountains. The weather is always beautiful. Oh, dude, it's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Tell
I
me
do. I want to make it. I don't care what Sorensen says. I got a riddle for you guys. See if you can figure out what I'm saying.
I'll get it right.
Arizona State running back Jackson. He entered the transfer portal.
Jackson who?
Jackson. He entered the transfer portal.
Jackson he?
He entered the transfer portal. Yes.
What's the question? I'm confused.
I'm telling you,
Is it
Arizona
a
State
riddle?
running back Jackson. He entered the transfer portal.
This is a riddle? I don't get it. I'm
Yes,
lost.
his name is indeed Jackson He. That's the joke there. Yeah, H-E. Yep. That was I read it. I was trying to figure it out when I was reading it earlier on Facebook because I follow Arizona State for some reason. And yeah, so I just thought that was kind of interesting. It's like who's on first, right?
Did he play it? Did he play it?
Yeah.
Was it Jackson Hay?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's spelled H-E. So
Does he have a tilde on it, like a Spanish
No.
thing? Because if it's a tilde, it's Jackson Hay then.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's Jackson He.
Corey caught it,
Either way.
Bach. Bach's
What?
doing a who's on first bit, guys.
Yeah,
Keep up.
yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Corey got it.
Okay,
We have someone
Did you
looking
guys?
out for us.
Did you guys also see? Since we're doing college football, did you see Art Briles is back with Grambling
Yeah.
State, and he looks older. To
He
put it
looks
nicely,
disheveled.
he looks He looks kind of scary in general.
He looks like he has seen some things and done some things the last 8 years.
To say
or
the
so.
least, right?
Well, we know. I mean, we could see it in certain, people, presidents, often even Scott Frost. They age pretty quickly when they're under that much stress. He's apparently taking off those couple years from coaching. I think the stress before, or the reason why he did take those years off of coaching, really caught up to him. So that was pretty tough to see. The other thing is, last season marked the 7th straight year and 9th year in the last 10 that FBS football attendance has declined. The average for the Division 130 teams slipped to 39,848 fans per game. That's the fewest since 1981, when the average was 34,621. In 2021, only the Big Ten experienced attendance gain among the Power 5 conferences. Michigan once away led the way in attendance for the 5th year in a row and for the 21st time in the last 22 seasons. Of course, this is taking out 2020 because no fans attended games there. But does this bother you guys at all, or is this just probably the fact that TVs and couches and all that stuff are a lot nicer these days than going to the games?
Beer is a lot cheaper on your couch,
Yeah.
and you don't
Nah,
have
I
to
don't
fight
like
the
that.
guy next to you who's taking up 2 seats, or leaning into the backside of you because he's just too excited or spilling pop on your
traffic,
shirt.
all that stuff. But there's nothing like a live atmosphere.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But yeah, I mean,
I
do
like going to
understand
games. Listen, I know I'm the cynic, but I do like attending football games.
There's nothing like
personally.
college football. I mean, if I could choose any sporting event in the world, I mean, obviously I've never been to European soccer. I'd choose college football. There's nothing like it. It's awesome. Amazing.
Oh yeah, I got a better
Atmosphere,
one.
tailgating, anything.
Yeah, you forgot about like going to the Ryder Cup and golf. It's way better.
That would be pretty cool. Have you been?
Yes.
All right. Well,
2016, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I guess it was Hazeltine and Chaska, technically.
I'm trying to go to the waste management.
I stood right next to Sam Bradford and gave him a high five after a putt was made. Yeah, he was the Vikings quarterback in 2016, or at least the back.
My God, honestly,
he was still there on the team.
Sam Bradford should have been trying to high five you. You kidding me? What kind of what is that? What,
Well,
you
yeah,
trophy
yeah.
to brag about high
That's a
five?
Heisman Trophy winner right there.
I mean,
You
yeah,
say
I
you're a
guess
college
that's cool
football
because-
fan. Respect his college
Yeah,
football.
respect his college football. All right, fair enough.
Did you high five Sam Bradford?
I've not
Nate?
high five Sam Bradford. I'll give you that. I'm trying to think. The coolest guy I shook Bryce Harper's hand. That was kind of cool.
Did you give a hair flip after it?
No, this is when he was playing at double. He was like 17 years old.
Yeah, that's definite hair flip praise.
I was like 11. All right, I guess it is kind of cool, Sam Bradford one. I think I'm just it's my it's my recency bias. It's my recent.
Yeah.
I can't get over him playing for the Eagles. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The
he made a
recency
lot of
bias.
money. I think he made. We did the math on this not too long ago. Something like 1.5 or $1.4 million per touchdown pass that he made in the league, and
My
he
God.
played a lot in the league.
Did.
So
He did.
it's kind of weird how that turned out. Unfortunately, again, we're up against it here on the block. We are live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th in Havelock. We'll be out here a few more minutes rounding out the show. Today, again, the special buy one, get one free on bags of biltong which is a jerky type. It's low on fat and sugar, but is extremely tender. Come by and check out their incredible variety of meats with all types of cuts. Plus, there's some seafood in there as well. We'll be right back here on the block on 93.7 The Ticket.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Pleased and honored to be joined by Nebraska volleyball coach John Cook.
If Trev wasn't interested, I would have done it in a heartbeat because I just felt like Nebraska athletics, we were at the edge of the cliff. You know, we had to do something, get somebody in here to build this athletic department back up. I thank my lucky stars every day that Trev's our guy now.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You hear that? That's the sound of extremely tender and delicious beef from certified Piedmontese. Prime grade tenderness with a fraction of the fat and calories of normal beef. It's Nebraska-raised product and the official beef of Nebraska athletics. Change the way you buy beef today at the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese, just north of 84th and Havelock, or at cpmercado.com.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Back to On the Block with Strick and Bach on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are live on the block, live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Our broadcast ends here in a few minutes, but the Mercato will be open until 8 p.m. tonight, as it is daily, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., so you're going to want to get out here. Today's special, buy one, get one free on bags of biltong, which I have right here. I'm about to try some myself. It's a delicious type of jerky, low on fat and sugar, but it's extremely tender. Come by and check out their incredible variety of meats with all types of cuts, plus there's some seafood as well. So once again, we'd like to thank the Mercato for having us out here and sponsoring On the Block every day here, and usually Strick will be here, and Strick will in fact be on tonight for the post-game show. Nebraska takes on Iowa basketball tonight. Hopefully he can get the win on senior day. Husker baseball, by the way, also getting their weekend matchup going. They're playing at Globe Life Field, which is the home of the Texas Rangers. So that's pretty cool. Their first game of the weekend tips off against TCU, number 17 TCU, by the way, at 6 p.m. So here in just a few minutes. I kind of let you guys take over the Virginia Tech and Dolphins talk, so let me brag about my team real quick. The Celtics, this is hitting the hardwood segment where we talk NBA.
Oh, you want to brag about your team?
I'm going to brag about the Celtics a little bit.
Right back on you.
They haven't trailed on the road for the entire month of February. Their last such deficit was when they trailed 2-0 against New Orleans when the game just tipped off in the first quarter on the 29th of January. Have not trailed on the road since then. That's 287 plus consecutive minutes without trailing, nearly 6 straight wins wire to wire. They've now won 5 straight road games in wire to wire fashion, outscoring teams by 148 points total during that streak. That's 29.6 points per game. That's the best point differential in a 5-game span on the road in NBA history. So let's all just take a moment to acknowledge the Celtics. They're a contender in the East now. Boom shakalaka. Thank you.
Well, I want a boom shakalaka because who's on top of the East though? I forget. There's a team I think in Miami that might be the number 1 seed right now.
I wish I had a
I'm just trying to make sure I'm right on that because I know I am.
Oh, yeah, Miami's not a
Don't
bad
give me
team
the homer.
either, but I'm not too worried. The Celtics are turning it on at the right time. We really have to worry about the Nets, who obviously have put together quite the team. And the 76ers, they made the big trade at the deadline. I think James Harden is set to make his debut tonight for the 76ers. And maybe to no one's surprise by now, he's skinny again. What is going on with that
he wears
guy?
a fat suit. That's why.
Do you think he actually
seems to
does?
wear a fat suit when
He
he's
has
upset?
he has an actual fat suit.
He seems to be. I don't know what else, any other way to explain it. But whenever he's ready to roll, he gets skinny pretty quickly. So good on him, I guess. James Harden getting it underway for the 76ers. That'll just about wrap it out here, though, for On the Block, live from the Mercato by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. Once again, they are open until 8, so get out here, get yourself some biltong. It's still the special buy one, get one free bag of biltong. I'm excited to try mine. I mean, you get different flavors here, the original garlic and herb. So it's really a good deal out here. Also check out their incredible variety of meats with all different types of cuts. But that will wrap it up for On the Block. Once again, reminder tonight, senior night, Husker basketball. We'll have the post-game show. Strick will be on for that one. But for everybody else, we'd like to say thank you to Nathan back in studio, for Sorensen out here with me today doing the show today. That will wrap it up, everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you Monday or tonight for the post-game show. Have a good one.